The next thing we're going to talk about Hi everybody, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's yours truly, your girl Christina, and like I promised in the previous video, I said the next 1 or 2 videos we're going to have a topic of discussion that I'm going to discuss with some of my friends. And today, as you can see on my left hand side, I have this very gorgeous friend of mine, and we're going to be recording this video together today. I'll give her an opportunity to introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Bwalya and today I'm with Christina. We're going to be discussing about mental health.
So today's topic of discussion is going to be mental health and some of the issues that trigger a person's mental health in a bad way. So things like abusive family, especially that's our area of concern today, because we have noticed from survey and from just, being with friends and whatnot and from school, we have noticed that mental health is actually one of the biggest issues that people are facing, and most of these things are triggered by family members back home and even the people we live around. So today we just want to address that issue and help a sister, help a brother, help an uncle, help an auntie, help a granny to get through this journey called life, because it's hard.
So I'm going to be defining mental health based off something that we got from SlideShare, and it reads: mental health refers to the maintenance of successful mental activity. This includes maintaining productive daily activities and maintaining fulfilling relationships with others. So it also includes how you cope with stress, how you go about with daily activities, and many more other things that are involved with your emotions, your psychological being, your physical being, and just anything else.
So yes, based on the definition that Bwalya just gave us, we've heard what mental health is actually. So mental health is not just this one unit on life or anything. It comprises of many things: your emotions, how you deal with stress. That saying that goes, you are what you eat. Even what you eat has a lot to do with your mental health, how you're going to look and all that. So those are the issues that we're about to talk about right now, and specifically, how do abusive families affect people's mental health in a bad way. Bwalya, what is abuse?
Thank you very much, Christina, for the opportunity. So a simple definition of abuse is intentionally hurting someone, inflicting pain on someone, which is intentional. I think we've all been in situations where someone intentionally hurt us. Abuse can be physical, it can be mental, it can be psychological.
And of course, I just had to take up the simplest definition, because why not? I've got help today. So yes, I'm going to define what family is. We all belong to a family. I belong to a family. Bwalya belongs to a family, and I'm pretty sure you viewers also belong to families. So my simplest definition of family is: a family is a group of 2 or more people related by blood, marriage, adoption, and any other relations that people have that live together in a home. Like families, I'm eating, you can't sleep without eating. You gotta eat too. Right now, Bwalya is my family because we live together. You understand? So that kind of situation. So now we're talking about issues that family members, people who are in families, inflict on others, that causes their mental health to deteriorate. You understand? So for example, what things would Bwalya do to me that would cause my mental health to go south? Those are the kind of issues that we're talking about. These issues can be caused by your parents, your friends, your uncles, your aunties, your grandmother, your grandfather, all these kind of, what things can they do that can have an effect on your mental health, and how do you deal with some of these things? So I think we're going to talk about, how many things should we talk about? 5?
Yes, 5.
Okay, so we're going to talk about 5 things that family can do to you that can make your mental health go down the drain. And then we're going to try and give possible solutions or possible ways to avoid that if you're in the situation, or if you are indirectly related to somebody who's going through a situation, how can you help them out? Those kind of things. So we said we're going to do 5 things, hey? So number 1 is humiliating or constantly criticizing a child.
Number 2 is comparison. I think we've all been victims of growing up in homes where parents compared us to other children, other people in society, because they thought we are supposed to act a certain way. This goes to, a good example is grades. We all know our potentials, our abilities. We've had siblings who weren't good enough in this, but were good in that. But when it comes to academics, parents have always, a lot of parents out there in homes that are comparing other children's grades to other grades, and that makes them have favorites in the home.
Number 3 would be families, parents, sisters, brothers, aunties, uncles, grandparents who make unnecessary jokes about some of those issues that you have that are personal to you. In fact, what do they call them? Insecurities. Those parents, those relatives, those friends that make fun of your insecurities, or they use your insecurities and make jokes out of them. You know.
The 4th one would be threatening or insulting a child. Let's highlight the threats. Most parents love threatening their children whenever they do something wrong. They love being shouted at, they love shouting their children, the people that they're keeping at home. A lot of people grow up not exercising their freedom of speech, especially when it comes to us people talking to our parents. I think we don't really have that healthy communication with our parents.
Let's say I bring out an issue, and we're talking about people criticizing, people making fun, people making jokes out of serious situations. So for example, I open up to my relative about something, and then there they are the next day making a joke out of it. Like, why are you doing that? And then you same people come back and say, no, my children are not open with me. My sister didn't talk to me. My niece, my nephew didn't talk to me about anything. You don't talk to me about anything because you make fun of it. Blaming and scapegoating is going to be number 5. You know, there's just, okay, yes, we all have flaws and we totally understand that. So let's say in this family, there's this one child that's always the one who drinks the Fanta. Whether what they're always drinking the Fanta, and this time around you find the Fanta is drunk, and the child's like, no, I didn't get it. And because you've got this, you've kept it in your head that this child's the one who drinks this Fanta, you start blaming the child. It's you who did it. There's no one else who can do this. It's just you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody says it's not them, I feel like in as much as I've got flaws or I've got a record of doing these things, it's possible that I didn't do it, even though I'm the one who's known as the Fanta drinker. I feel like I'm using a simple example of Fanta, but you know, we can even say, no, that's not even a big blame and whatnot, but it's from the little things that even bigger things are going to pile up on. So it could be, people get blamed for very big things in these families. You know, instead of your home and your family being your comfort zone, the place where you go to and rest, people you talk to about serious situations, people who help you find solutions to certain problems in life. Now, the sad part of this generation, the sad part of the world that we live in today is family, where you're supposed to find refuge and comfort and everything, are also becoming sources of problems. Like, why are you helping me get sick mentally? Like, why are you helping me get a mental illness? You know what I'm saying? And when you're in a family and then they're doing all these things, so it's like clamping your wings. Do you see how a bird reacts when you clamp its wings? Or a chicken, when you hold it by the wings, it can't fly. A bird can't fly. Even a child who's got so much potential and ability to fly, they won't be able to do that because their wings have been clamped. You know what I'm saying? In as much they could even know the person who actually drank the Fanta, but they won't be able to say it because they know, even if I say it's not me and I saw this one do it, my mom won't believe me, my sister won't believe me, my father won't believe me, because I am known as the Fanta drinker. And you suppress their feelings and you make them feel bad, and their self-love, even love for yourself, starts getting lost, because as humans we've got this tendency of finding love in the people around us instead of finding love within yourself. So when you see that the people around you are really not treating you good and whatnot, you even sit down and start thinking, maybe I really am a bad person, because why doesn't my mother like me? People actually say this thing, my mother just didn't like me, my father just didn't like me, my older sister just didn't like me, my older brother just didn't like me. Like, why are we as families people that are subjecting our loved ones to such situations? And now we're going to talk about issues, like ways in which, either way, whether you're the affected person or you're on the affecting side, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we make jokes, we don't know that other people are getting hurt, you know? So we're all victims, we're all, in fact, we probably have caused it on someone as well, you know? Probably have made a silly joke about something.
Yes.
in front of somebody, and then they were not, I didn't realize it was, it was that serious, until I knew what mental health was. And how can we notice that a family member is getting, distant, or are they showing elements, signs and symptoms of having mental health issues or whatnot? What are some of these issues that can help us spot a mental health issue?
So the first thing will be declining performance at school. We've once seen a very brilliant sibling, a brilliant friend, a neighbor, a sister, a cousin. They were once very intelligent people at school, and all of a sudden, A plus students. Exactly. Their performance goes back to zero. They're getting D's, they do not concentrate in class. I think those are some of the warning signs to reach out to a friend, to reach out to a sister, and just ask them what's going on, and listen to their story and offer help if possible, suggest therapy, just do anything possible to get your friend or your sibling or your sister on track.
So my point is Trinity. It has 3 in 1. Anxiety, depression, and distance. Avoidance, really, which is distance. So like, you see this jovial family member like me, for example, who would come back home from school, come back home from wherever it is that I went, and I just want to be, where everyone is and try and spend time with them, and all of a sudden just see I'm kept to myself, ever in my room. I feel like I don't have confidence in myself to do anything. That's anxiety. I feel like I'm struggling to do even things that were easy for me to do. I'm beginning to have self-doubt at this point, and I'm beginning to avoid being in places of the house where I'm going to be with people. I am beginning to avoid to be in the presence of these people that are making me feel this way. And sometimes it might not even be like it's in the home where the issue is coming from. It could be a distant uncle, distant grandmother and then now I feel like everyone around me just doesn't like me, or just doesn't want to hear what I have to say. Like from a family's perspective, you live in this family with your sister, your brother, your uncle, whoever it is that you live with, and you notice changes in a person's behavior. It could be a small thing like loss of appetite. Every time you make a meal and you call them, no, let's say John, it's time to eat, and they're always like, no, oh no, it's fine, I'm full. Like, you're full, but you haven't eaten anything. Or every single time they would want to eat something, it's like their stomach just isn't settled. They can't even shove something down their throat because they've got something there that has to come out. You understand? Like maybe they've got something to tell you, like, And then most of it, they have so much to say, but they don't say it because they feel like when they burst, they're going to be a fire bubble. Because imagine you've been suppressing somebody mentally, like you've been making somebody feel really bad. Are you sure you're going to survive the day that this person will catch you? You've been making me feel less of a human being. You think when I catch you, I'll let you be. And these are some of the issues that even make these violent junkies in the streets that we see. People are just upset. People just don't want to be humane. People just don't want to have feelings. People don't feel for other people. It starts with issues like this. It starts with more issues like this. Like they can't let their guard down. They are always on high alert. Niche, why are you doing that? Why are you talking to me like that? Like, we are creating this unsafe society by ourselves. So the next thing that we're going to talk about now is if you are a victim to this family abuse, how do you deal with it? What's one of the best ways that you can deal with it? I mean, we are not experts. We are just telling you things that out of research and out of experience with other people. I didn't come from an abusive family, please don't get me wrong. Mommy, please. Don't say, I don't know, she was saying that we're abusive from experience. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. From experience, me, when I see a friend or someone going through something, I'm literally going through this with them. So that's what I mean when I say through experience. We are not specialists in mental health. We are not whatever. We are just telling you some of the things that we have discovered throughout this time that we have been conducting a survey on mental health. Things that you can do when you're a victim to this kind of mental abuse.
So the first thing will be speaking up. You can confide in your friends, you can confide in a family member, just anyone. You can confide in a sibling, someone you think can offer help to you. Now things are even easier because you can also seek for therapy if you feel there's a need to see a specialist or someone who can just help you out. So basically, the most important thing is speaking up, because once you speak up, people become aware and people can help you. And through interactions with other people, you might find people who've also been through a situation. And it's not just about the specialist. Anyone else can help you with your problem. Anyone can talk to you, give you advice, be there for you, and help you fight your battle.
English says a problem shared is a problem solved. So, speaking up is the first thing that you do. Obviously, you can't know that I'm being heard by something that you're doing if I haven't told you that I don't like this. So that's the first thing. Speak out.
So another point, it kind of aligns with the first one. It's about being vocal. You have to talk. Even when we're growing up in homes, where we're staying with different people, our families, I think it's a good thing to be vocal. Yes, talk to your parents. Examples, like previous examples we've been giving, blaming you, insulting you. Let's be open. Let's tell our parents, you know what, Mom, I don't like it when you do this to me. I don't like it when you tell me this. I don't like it when you do that.
Nicely.
Yes.
Don't sit down your mother and shout at her, Mama, I'm saying no. Talk to them nicely.
Yes, remind them you're human. You also get hurt and you don't like how they approach certain issues. And I think if anyone approaches their parents in such a way, I don't think any parents can,
can be upset about it.
Yeah, so just be vocal, learn to talk, speak up. It's not just about parents, even friends. Sometimes my friends tell us things that, especially about their insecurities, let your friends know you're not happy about what they're telling you. And yeah, so basically just be vocal, be true to yourself, and
that's the start of everything.
Yes, protect your mental health, guys.
Protect your mental health. In fact, being vocal should be a survival skill that all of us should learn, because best believe people will walk all over you. They'll be like, oh, that one, she didn't say anything. Even if we do this to her, she didn't say anything. So being vocal and let people know what you feel, that should be a survival skill that all of us must learn. So that part was from the point of view of the person that's been abused. So now from a point of view of these family members, these friends that are categorized as the abusers right now, what would you do to be better at living with people in the same setup? What would you do to be better at making other members of the household comfortable with being around you? You would be a great listener. Like, you can just start from listening very well. For example, a person in the family notices they've been abused and they step up and tell you, no, I didn't like how you spoke to me about this and this. Just allow them your ears. Just listen to what they have to say, apologize if need be. Don't always have answers. Don't always try to justify yourselves, because we are not perfect. And probably if this person sees that as an issue, there probably was an issue. People are not always talking to you because they want you to give them a solution. Sometimes people just want to be listened to.
I guess we've all been in situations where we've abused our relatives or any other person.
You abused me today. Today you abused me in the morning. She told me that I was looking dirty this morning because I was in my onesie. Okay, so that was abuse. Apologize on a public platform. Apologize.
Christina, I'm very sorry for abusing you today.
It's as simple as that. You understand? It's as simple as that.
Okay, so if you feel like you've abused someone or you've been in this trend of abusing people, the only thing that I can say is stop it. And I think we should all create environments where people are okay with saying how they feel, create a safe environment, create a safe space, let everyone air out their views, and just be a good person. Just be a good person, because you don't know what you're doing to someone's mental health. We have a lot of people, broken-hearted people, there's just a lot of things that people are passing through due to what one person out there that we've never probably even met did to them. So instead of you inflicting pain on others, especially intentionally, sometimes we do cause harm or pain to other people, but we do not know. But if you know that you are going to cause harm, please do not, and just be a safe space for another person, be a good person, and just spread love.
Spread love, and love is the biggest of them all. God is love. We are Christians, so God is love. Make sure you're spreading love and making another child of God feel comfortable being in their own skin. But then, in as much as we are talking about airing out your views, make sure to keep it respectable as possible. And you know your feelings were hurt, but that doesn't mean you have the right to now hurt another person's feelings. So make sure when you're airing out your views about being hurt, don't hurt the other person also. Say it as kind as you can, as polite as you can. And no normal person is going to be hurt by a person politely telling them, I didn't like what you did. Politely telling them, you know, when you do this, when you make this joke, I don't like it. Every normal person would understand. So even you as the abused, you know, let's not end up being abusive as well. This trend will only end when we all decide to take care of each other's mental health. You know, I'm going to cook Nshima after this video. We're going to eat together. That's my way of spreading love, you know. Let's you should ask her if she's going to eat the Nshima. Ask in the comments down below. Bwalya, did Christina make the Nshima that she said she was going to make? Make sure you ask her. So if you have made it to the end of this video, we're super grateful for your time that you spared to listen to us, and I hope this is going to help somebody out there. Thank you very much for your subscriptions. Make sure you like the video, comment down below, and go and find Bwalya on our social medias. I'm going to put it in the description down below. You know, this is a family, a safe space. We want you to feel safe when you're around us.
Exactly.
Our internet family. Hi, internet mommy.
Yeah.